Hello and welcome back everyone to the Rocket Rabbit run-through of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night Hard Mode Fresh, and in this episode we will continue on with tutorializing in the village with our claymore. Haha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Suzie.
Keel over and die than spend another moment in a living hell like this one.
Oh, don't say that.
And yet you still have a charming smile on your face, Suzie.
What's your name? I'm Suzie.
Miriam, is there anything I can do to help?
You can feed Suzie a bunch of the different foods that you find throughout the dungeon, throughout the castle, or those that you make yourself.
But I can't remember.
Sounds like you need one of those derivative medicines that are actually composed of material originally found in jellyfish.
I suppose I'll stick around and wait a little while.
Generic rice donuts, you got it.
Rice balls, Mr. Cloud, rice balls. Come
Those are
on.
triangles.
Just because they're triangles doesn't mean their name changes.
They should be called rice angles.
Here she is. You have to marvel at the church's resources.
Yeah, every time you leave and come back to Johannes, for like the first several hours of the game, Johannes is going to have a new snippet of dialogue for you.
And transmute them.
Most of which is tutorializing how Johannes' alchemy workbench pairs with Dominique's mercantile shop.
So let's try transmuting them. What are we
You
transmuting
got the
this
melting bone.
Yes, this particular tutorial is teaching us that every time that you successfully transmute every time you successfully transmute an item, it ends up for sale in Dominique's shop. At least whilst you're playing this particular version of the game.
I'll go with this.
Create ring times 2. Crafted ring times 2.
And we also want to prepare some rice
I'll
balls.
go with this.
Fried potatoes.
Great.
Alright. And do we have the ability? No, we need stone thaws in order to enhance our our dull hammer heads, so we will just go buy a bunch of those.
An item. I'll pass it on to Dominique, so she can carry it at the supply post for you.
Yay!
I'll do my best to inform you of what items you
Oh,
need.
Dominique, that's not a good name to be hearing at any point during this game.
No, it's fine. Dominique doesn't have the spoilers happening to her yet, so.
Well, I mean, this is not our first playthrough of Bloodstained. I don't even think it's going to be our last at this point.
It probably will be our last, honestly. I don't want to do Zang because I would have to do Zang in Nightmare, and I don't think that I would enjoy doing Zang in Nightmare. And I've already shown off a randomizer run, I've shown off Aurora, and I showed off a Bloodless mode, so. Unless the Chaos mode comes out this year, which is definitely supposed to come out this year, I don't think I'm going to be doing another run through of Bloodstained, at least for the channel. Also, this tip is very important. Eating a food for the first time will give you a permanent stat bonus. It is extremely easy to miss that tip because it's relatively difficult to relatively difficult to read it on the menu, but
That's it. How did you know?
because you gave us a picture, Suzie.
I can't wait to try it. Oh, it's delicious.
Save some for me?
So quiet, you. That's in parentheses.
Better. Thank you, miss.
You're welcome. Don't give up. You're going to get through this.
Yes, she will. And every time that you successfully feed Suzie a food that she's looking for, she will give you a special item. In this case, she gives us the Thorn Whip, which is a slightly stronger than normal whip.
I can't
Bleh.
remember what it's called.
I'll help you figure it out.
Alright, and this time, I believe...
I
Yeah,
suppose
here she wants a pizza.
Stick around and wait a little while longer.
Is it pizza or paella?
I have something new.
Paella.
What are you looking to buy?
Alright, so we want to buy a bunch of stone thaws so that we can enhance our adult hammerhead.
Many thanks. Thank you. I'll be here if you need me.
Yes,
oh,
you
I know,
will,
Dominique. Yes, you will. Right up to the very end.
Not up to the very end, no. Just before the very end is when she leaves.
It's good to see you. What are we transmuting this time?
Alright, now we can enhance our double hammer, head shard.
Yay.
I'll go with this.
And then the next things that we need are stone thaws and monster bird hair. We won't be able to get those until, well, for a couple of hours at least.
I'll go with this.
But we're also going to enhance our head flail because we have the bronze to do it. We don't have the steel to enhance it any further, though. Oh well.
Looks like you're gonna have to venture out into the world and get those upgrade materials.
Yep.
Tell me more about what happened 10 years ago.
Sure I can. It started with the entrance of rich. It's always rich people, Mr. Cloud. It's always the rich people.
Yeah.
The alchemist's research was
Money is the root of all evil. What's the root of money? See, as soon as you ask yourself that question, you realize that you've been listening to hogwash your whole life.
let go of their spirituality, but people don't change that easily. So the alchemists took a more drastic measure.
We used the demons to attack the aristocracy.
The Shardbinders.
Yes. It shames me that I was even connected to what they did. But at least you have the facts of it.
It's all right. Thank you for telling me.
I think that means that eventually we're gonna, like, Bloodstained 2, like Ritual of the Night 2, if it's a thing that actually does exist. It's a thing that they have leaked that they're working on. But more than likely, I would think that Bloodstained Ritual of the Night 2 is going to end up focusing on us dealing with the aftermath of what happened when the Alchemy Guild decided to stick demons on the aristocracy. Like, we're going to end up with a Vampire Bronner situation. Do you remember Vampire Bronner?
Nope.
Vampire Bronner was the final boss of Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. His boss fight and the boss fight immediately after him were very difficult.
Portrait of Ruin, Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow, A of B. Yeah, they're vampires in the mythos. They pop in and out. Yeah.
Alright then. So, we're going to show off this particular secret.
Yeah, the roof is unstable. You should
Not
try
only is the
checking
roof
surfaces.
unstable, but the floor is also unstable. Haha.
So is the wall.
And this is how you get your first 8-bit coin. It is very important that you get your first 8-bit coin.
It was actually 8-bit. It looks terrible. I haven't seen something that silly since Streets of Rage 4.
And what was so silly about the Streets of Rage 4 8-bit coin?
That you could play as low-res characters in a high-res world.
Ah. Alright. The reason why we're going back to the village after venturing out so very, shallowly from the village is because with the 8-bit coin we've got access to what is literally the best two-handed sword / great axe that we can get right now, and I want to go get it.
Are you eating properly? What
Not
are
yet.
you
We don't really have all that many recipes that would, allow us to be eating properly. But here, the Deathbringer. The first level of the Deathbringer is literally the best great sword that you have access to until you get access to, I believe it's Graham. Once you get access to Graham or Karnat's Rebuke, one of the two, then you can replace the Deathbringer. But yeah.
Oh, about the castle. It may not be much help, but let me tell you what I know.
Yes, please, Mr.
The
Johannes.
castle itself was summoned from hell, demons and all. But the site it rests on is where the Alchemists Guild once lay.
Oh?
So you may find
God
traces
damn it,
of
Little Nicky's brothers are trying to raise hell in New York City again.
Now that you mention it, I do remember seeing an area dedicated to the
Power
study
Man
of
5000.
mysticism.
Yes. And another of us was researching how to create giant organisms. Anyway, just be mindful of the facility's existence. The knowledge may keep you out of harm's way while you explore.
No, it will not.
All right. Thank you.
The flavor of the areas is not honestly important to how dangerous the areas are, sadly.
It's like Arvantville is getting a little avant-garde.
Not really, because Arvantville is, for the most part, very simple.
Yeah, we've been here. We've been through here once or twice. You got
then.
a tomato
And a lemon.
and
Aha.
a lemon.
The lemon is actually much more important than the tomato, although the tomato will be relevant later. Melting skull. It is relatively important that you get what crafting materials from these early enemies as you can. Honestly, mostly for sell value, because the sell value of these materials isn't that great, but it's good enough to where we have 2 different head accessories on. Nice.
Yay.
It's good enough to where it will attempt to keep you alive via restocking your potions, especially in hard mode.
Welcome to the castle.
Miriam's natural walking speed is in fact slower than both Bloodless and Zangetsu. And up.
You can hide nothing from me. Nothing.
Mostly because I played the game like 17 times at this point.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we already know that Dominique is going to be a bad guy at some point.
Alright. Welcome to entrance. Oh god, it's dark. There we go. I don't know why the breaking of that particular statue causes the lights to turn on, but...
Well, because
especially when you can destroy the candles that are already lit.
Because the landlord just got alerted to the sound of people screwing around in his abode. He turns on the light and says, "What the hell?" The Blood Grinder.
Yes, the Blood Grinder Knight has got a very interesting directional shard in Heretical Grinder, but it's also one that I don't think I've ever actually used to great effect. If you max out Heretical Grinder, it's honestly one of the better early game directional shards you get access to. It's still not one that I would honestly recommend maxing, especially because of the material cost that it takes to max it. Savnok, on the other hand, is extremely important for our run because he actually fathers the sword enchantment chain that we're going to need relatively soon.
I'll try not to sound too thrilled. I mean, it is just a candlestick. Yeah.
Yay, more armor. Unfortunately, we're already wearing a better piece. Yeah, our county dress is better than a leather chest guard. What is up with that, Mr. Cloud?
The rich defend themselves in armor, good looks. You never know when you have to be protected from an assassination attempt.
No, but if the rich are actively getting assassinated by someone other than the Alchemy Guild, then it looks like they've got political problems. Another Summon Bat. Summon Bat is actually a relatively good Conjure Shard. It's just not one that I use. Like, honestly, a lot of the early game shards are actually viable, just that I haven't done all that much experimentation with them. Mostly because it's relative. You find out relatively early what the best early game shards are, and honestly, because of how I play, I always end up gravitating towards what I already know works. Thankfully, the randomizer allows me to experiment with shards that I don't normally go with. But the kicker with the shard system, of course, is that a lot of those shards that you get through the story are specifically actually really fucking good. So you end up, this is me failing to remember that just because I know how to do Trunicating Gyre doesn't mean that I can actually do it right now, because I'm not actually using one of the 3 weapons that is able to cast it right now. Yeah, Deathbringer can't actually cast Trunicating Gyre, so this is me wasting time attempting to cast it. I thought I still had Pelicus on is the thing, but no, I went back to the I went back in order to actually, you know. Yeah, this is me being extremely confused why I can't cast this damn thing.
If anyone needs me, I'm gonna be swinging my angry axe.
My Deathbringer. It's got fire elemental stuff on it.
Miriam? It can't be.
Alfred?
Oh no, you have lines of dialogue. That means I'm gonna feel things when I kill you.
The apprentice should have stayed out of this.
You have a lot to explain for. After all the terrible things you've done?
All that is in the past. I'll not be defending my actions to you.
Don't I deserve it? You were like a father to me.
Yeah, we don't actually know anything about Miriam's parentage aside from her early life in the Alchemy Guild. So,
If you don't already,
honestly, it's not important. It's just, you know, kind of odd. Hey, Johannes.
I came as fast as I could. But god damn it, am I out of shape.
coming here.
You can answer my question first.
Johannes, how did you get past all the bone morts?
Did you come here?
The Bone Morte are actually in relatively easy spots to avoid once you know what their pattern is, so.
No mistake.
Honestly, it's honestly the Blood Grinder Knights that I'm more confused about how he got past.
Yeah, he got past the Blood Grinder Knights, the Bone Morts, the weird platforming. How did you get here?
The platforming is actually really easy at this point, but the Blood Grinder Knights are the big issue.
Power exceeds yours. Take Miriam and leave this place.
No,
Otherwise, you will die.
not before you. Ha 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 ha.
I came here because something didn't feel right.
Right.
Him.
You know what else wouldn't feel right is a Blood Grinder sword driving out your organs from your chest.
The Alchemy Guild once possessed that allows for the
Cheater.
of spirits. The guild used it to bring about the calamity 10 years ago.
He definitely used the game exploit in order to make it this far.
A book like that shouldn't even exist.
This is hard mode.
I know. Alfred
Players
was
die in hard
restored
mode.
the Alchemy Guild.
Characters will die when they are scripted to die.
People die when they are killed, Mr. Cloud.
Yes, they do.
You know,
See, nobody killed Johannes, therefore he's still alive.
It makes sense. Considering
See, if Dominique was the one who made it this far, well, I would just chalked it up to her being duplicitous. But Johannes is our buddy. But he's a good guy, and bad guys definitely do not like good guys in this game.
get to him and the book before Alfred does, we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
So Johannes here is pointing us towards the bad ending, but that's okay. He doesn't know better.
Dominique,
And in the next part,
about Alfred and
We'll continue on with the entrance part of the Hellhold. Be safe, everybody.
hellhold.
I'll cast this spell, damn it!